Good evening, everyone. Hang on. There we are. Good to see everyone who's here so far. So, welcome to the live stream, guys. Probably the last one of the year. And what a year it has been. So I promised tonight we would have a look at some trading opportunities if there's any. Welcome, guys, to the weekly live stream. It's a lot of windows open right now. Hang on. Okay. So yeah, welcome everyone. I can't believe it's December. It's just, this year has just been so fast. Like, what happened to January? I'm joking, but honestly, it feels like everything is moving faster. All right, where did we let go? 14th. Welcome, Steven, and welcome, Martin. It's good to see, and some to Chicken. Welcome, guys. I can't wait to see what next year brings. I mean, 2020 was crazy. 2021 was crazy because of the bull run and all the assets pumping, and 2022 was crazy in like the opposite direction. It's like you had like this euphoric, crazy 2021, and I mean 20s too, in late 20s, sure. And then 2022 was just so full of scams, and people lost so much money. It's, and pretty terrible in Ukraine, and China is pretty bad, So 2023, consolidation, uptrend, downtrend, consolidation, something like that. Welcome to the live stream, guys. All right, US Open in 28 minutes. Stunning music. Put it here. Right, so we had some pretty big news out of central bank. It's funny because you look at this and okay, that's some intense music. It's funny how this move out of Bank of Japan is interesting, how it was perceived by the market and direction. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's very important when there's like uncertainty in the market, especially you have, you know, there's some events happening in the market and you just don't know how to understand them or how to read them and you know what to do. And it's important in these cases that you just don't try to trade it or do something stupid with it. Like that's the biggest problem is really getting rid of these trades or investments or whatever, these short-term miscalculated bad ideas. And you should really only be putting on a trade, you know, if you're really confident about this. You know, you're looking at it, you're like, I cannot sit this out because I'm extremely confident this is gonna happen. These are the best trades. The problem with copy trading, the problem with you know, looking at other people's ideas of what's gonna happen is that you don't build any confidence to read the market on your own. And when you don't have confidence in your own abilities, then when you are sitting in a trade with your own money, that's where you will exit early, or get out early, or make mistakes, or, you know, not let the trade run also onto the target and so on. That's all because you don't have confidence in your own abilities to, you know, build a trade plan forward. And that's okay. It's just, you know, that's, just think about it like there's so many people that's gonna fail and lose money because of that. And these are all opportunities for you to make money in the market. That's what it is. I mean, the only way you make money in trading is by, you know, capitalizing on someone else making a mistake in the market. Like, you know, buying into resistance or selling into support in an uptrending market, right? Like buying up here in a breakout like that. All these kind of trades are opportunities for you to make like a huge amount of money if you just pay attention to it. It's the only way to make money in trading. It's just to wait for other people to clearly be making a mistake, right? Like this one on SPX here was very obvious. It was really obvious, and the trend was even collapsing before that as well. It's very important to pay attention to. So, you know, they saw this trend line and they thought that it was breaking out. So they wanted to, you know, buy the breakout, because usually after a breakout, that's where you have like, sorry, one second. Usually after the breakout, that's where you have volume coming in to push it up, and that's usually what happens in the bull market, right? So that's the problem these people made, is that they miscalculated. They thought this was still a bull market, so they would buy the breakout, right? The same way that you had breakouts in the past, where it was extremely profitable, right? Like you can see the breakout here, great. Another breakout, nice. Every time for the past 40 years of this market, all you had to do was just buy the breakout, right? Goes all the way down like that. So people are conditioned to do that. So in a bull market it works, but it was not really. But in a bull market you're less likely to get punished for it, because that the trend is with you when you're doing this. And it can, you know, it can work in a bull market in the right conditions, but most of the time it's a bad idea. So the point is, you gotta be able to wait, not short it here. Don't you know you can so you cannot short, you can short it here and here, but you gotta wait for these breakouts, right? You gotta be watching all the other traders and how they're trading, and then pay attention to it. Because that's where the money is made. The money is made that from other people making a mistake. So that's trading 101. And to figure out where people are making mistakes, we're using pre-calculated levels from an algorithm, and it's really good because we don't have to come up with the shit ourselves. We don't have to do the TA. Technical analysis. We don't have to spend 4 years perfecting technical analysis just to learn to put the trend line the right way so you can catch, to catch the right place to buy it. So because that you don't have to wait all those years and learn all that, you can just use an algorithm to the step. It makes it a lot easier, but it doesn't mean that you can't fuck it up. It's so easy to fuck up. It's like, the problem is that even though that the algorithm is telling you what you're doing is wrong, a lot of times as a human, you're not really looking to make money, you're looking to be right. And at any point, this is your attitude, it's just so expensive. Like, you will lose so much money in trading. A lot of people lose like all the money they have, everything they have. It's happens to a lot more people than you would think. And it's really, you really have to be very humble around these markets and yourself and so on. Matrix is saying that this is one of the best algorithm out there, but it requires time and patience. That's right. You have to. So how do you know when it's a good opportunity, right? How do you know if it's a good trade or a bad trade, and so on? Because this is really what it comes down to, is that the algorithm is giving you these levels, it's giving you the conditions, it's telling you here's a good opportunity. How do you know how good the opportunity is? This is like a question so many people have. Well, how do you know if it's a good opportunity? There's several key factors to this. The first one is that if it's your first year of trading or second year of trading, it will be very hard for you to start to understand what is a good and a bad trade until you actually spend time reading price action in the market, interacting with the levels. And what that means is that you spend time watching how the market structure forms around these levels, not only on 1 day time frame, but also on 15-minute time frame, 1 hour time frame, on all of them. Okay, so it requires some experience to learn what is good price action looking like. What does the kind of price action, how do we want the price action to look like to give us the highest chances of winning the trade? Meaning that there's a buyer active. If it's a long trade, meaning that we're trying to buy the market to go up, then what we want to read from the price action is that we want to be able to look at the interaction with the levels and tell from that hey, there's actually like a buyer active here right now. How can you do that? There's two ways. The first way is technical analysis. Naked price action is basically the concept. You look at these candles. Let's find another market. Let's do SPX. It's a pretty good market. You read these candles and how they close and how they interact with these algorithmic levels, and from that you'll be able to see if there's like a buyer or seller active. Now, for example, right here, right now, we can see that there's like a buyer active. The reason we can see that is because, look at this, he just moved. So that's like 17 minutes for US open, right? And he has just moved SPX, like 17 points up, right? and now it's pushing into extension 1. So this is extremely bullish movement. Going into extension 1 like this, it's extremely bullish. It means, you know, it's quite capable. It's a strong buyer that's still active right now. But usually when you hit extension 1, extension 2, it will come back down for a retest. So depending on that happens or not here on the 1 minute time frame, will also tell you whether there's a really strong buyer available or not. Because if there's not a strong buyer, they'll just push it down, return to the mean, and that's basically what's going to happen. So again, your ability to judge what a good trade is, looks like the first point is negative price action. The second point is understanding that everything is, what can you say, relative in trading. Okay, so you are looking for situations where you can take piece of information from outside of trading, you know, outside like the market, fundamental information basically, where you're able to look at what is the word for it? For example, what can we use? What can we use as a... Okay, what can we use as an example here? Okay. We know that Bank of Japan have just expanded their bands for accepted volatility or whatever in the bonds. And because of this, the people now understand that there might, you know, inflation might come to Japan. It's something that they're genuinely worried about. So people are thinking about this. Now, if we have this information that people are suddenly looking for a way to protect their money, because Japanese people know very well, as we reviewed in the last live stream, Japanese people know very well how bad inflation can be, and the best you can do is to buy hard assets. Okay, so if we have this information, and immediately after this we start to see the volume on Japanese crypto exchange, Bitcoin, the volume on this starting to go up, and Bitcoin is starting to go up as well. But it's not going up from Coinbase. It's not going up from Bitfinex. The volume is not coming from the usual place. It's coming from Asia, right? Or let's say more specifically, it's coming from, let's say, Japan. Okay, well, with this information, we can start to build a narrative and understand why is the price of Bitcoin going up in this case, you know, and we can start to build a thesis around what might be happening here. Like, this is just a completely, you know, this is just it's just a scenario. It's not it's just fiction, not real at all, but it's an interesting scenario. So what do we have? What do we have from Japan? Probably not much. Okay, either way, if the price then of Bitcoin were to start rising and the volume is primarily coming from Japan and so on, well, we can start to build a thesis around that the price of Bitcoin is going up because that, you know, there's some fundamental changes in Bank of Japan's monetary policy, and this is now driving a buying demand for this asset. And at the same time, we're reading with price action, we're reading that we can see that it's good price action. We can see that some buyer active. Okay, boom. Now we have built confidence in, you know, in why this asset is going up and why we should be buying it. And now we can go about actually executing the trade. So this is what it takes to become a great trader, is that you have the ability to take informations from different, you know, different scenarios or episodes around the world, and piece that together with what you're actually reading in the price action of the market and trade from that. That's what makes you a great trader, because what it allows you to do is that instead of taking normal trades that gives you like you know, 3 to 1 risk reward, or even lower, like 1.7 to 1 risk reward like this. Well, instead of that, you're able to you know, if you have an idea of how much of this asset that they're gonna have to buy, well, you're able to put together, you know, a completely different trade setup where you maybe are looking at a risk reward, of something like, what is this, 9 to 1, right? Where you get 9 times of your money back rather than just 1.7. And that is the kind of trades where you make real life-changing money from trading. And it doesn't matter even if you just have a, you know, very small amount of capital. You do this amount of investing time and resources into a market, and doing this as a trader and educating yourself, you'll build the confidence it's necessary to execute these trades and make you know, life-changing money. So that's how you go about it. And then of course you just need to execute a lot of trades. That was a long rant. Hopefully it's helpful. Matrix is saying that you don't need to trade every day. It's so important. I think it makes you a much better trader by limiting and being, what can you say, extremely picky about the trades that you take. Just like it really just has to come being served on a silver platter to you, and you're just like, that's just too good. There's no way I'm not taking that trade. That's like exactly what I wanted to see, you know. I will right here on Bitcoin, where this is 2020, Bitcoin moved out of this consolidation at 10 to 12.5k and moved this uptrend up to basically 20k and almost 20k, right? So in here and here combined, I made something like $600,000 in profit from trading that, because I was extremely confident in every single a dip that this would just you know, it would turn right around and continue up. So I did extremely well here because I knew that these price levels were the prior all-time high, and I had a really good feeling of exactly what it's going to look like when the market was going to trade into that. And the reason I had a really good idea of that was because I witnessed it myself before at 10k, and I witnessed it myself before at 1k in 2016 when Bitcoin started coming back up. So that's all the way back to, oh, do we have data feed here? Maybe not on Binance. Anyway, the point is, in these two areas, I was extremely confident, made a ton of money just trading this in here. But once we came higher up, meaning we started moving into 30k and 50k and so on, to be honest, I lost my edge because I did not have the same confidence anymore that there would be enough buyers available for the eventual downfall. So actually I stopped trading in this period. Majority of all my money was made in the beginning of the bull run, not during the bull run. And that's really how I just found myself to be doing best, because I don't have the confidence once an asset you own has inflated, let's say, not inflated, has increased, let's say 6 times in price or 5 times in price. It's very different compared to 2 times in price, and with that, I was not able to execute and do as well as I did down here. It's very interesting. So being able to know about yourself where you execute really well and when it's not going so well is super key. It's so important. It's so important for you to be able to recognize when your trading is, you know, when your trading is just bad, when it's just not going like you wanted it to, and it's just not happening or whatever. It's you clearly know something is wrong. You know, master traders, they know at that point how to literally just, you know, stop trading and just take a break, just back off and just say, hey, these are not my market conditions, these are not my type of market, I'm pulling the plug. The problem is most people, they have a really hard time doing that, because once they have lost a little bit of money in the market, they want it back. It's like poker. I don't know if you ever seen like amateur people play poker and so on, but the most common thing that happens is like people start out fine, they lose a little bit, they lose a little bit, but once they have lost about half their money, they start to just like mentally derail completely. Like they start making like bad bets and you know, be irrational, do like all in and whatever, and they lose very fast after that. And even if they win from doing that, they will very fast lose like a big pot again in the following rounds, because they don't have the discipline, right? That's exactly the same when it comes to trading. So, you know, it is super key to have the ability to pull yourself away from the market as soon as you recognize that, hey, this is just not trading the way, you know, where I'm able to execute on a high level and make a lot of money. And if I keep trading this market, I'm gonna lose a significant amount of money, my whole stack maybe, right? So for that reason, it's like just get out as soon as you can, just see like, oh, this was completely off. It's super key. And how do you find out, you know, if you had a break from trading, you're coming back and you want to start trading? How do you find out if, you know, whatever reason made you want to trade, and maybe you think you saw an opportunity, or you think you know what's going to happen, whatever, you know, whatever reason that you had, it's really important when you start a trading session again that you start out with a small amount of capital, just to kind of test the waters. Like, hey, is everything good? You know, am I executing like I should be? Am I managing my risk like I should be? Am I taking too many trades? Am I putting on too much risk? All of these things, right? You know, do I have myself in control? Is everything okay with me? Because if you have any problems inside of you that's like, you know, not taken care of, any personal problems or traumas or anything, it will come out in trading. It's a real surprise. So when you start trading again, it's very important that you take like a small amount, very small, tiny amount, and you put that in, and you just prove to yourself that you're in control of yourself and you're good to go. And then you can deposit your whole account or whatever you want to. Another way you can go about it is, and I personally think this is better, is that if you want to deposit $1,000 to a broker to trade with, or in crypto or whatever, then I think the best thing you can do is, instead of take $1,000, take $100, deposit that, and use 10x more leverage. Because instead of losing your whole $1,000 account, because, you know, for whatever reason, then you only lose a $100 account, and you'll pretty fast learn, like, okay, hey, something was completely wrong here. You know, I was not supposed to lose 10% of my account the first day. So more leverage, less deposit. Okay, US Open in 2 minutes. So what is happening here? Okay, so we can see that, we had a seller step in here, and now we have a little bit of some sort of support at resistance level here. We'll see if this can hold. I don't know. I don't think it looks that good. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free to post it in the chat. Matrix is saying demo account is good for practice. I agree. I think demo account is really good. The thing is, most people, they just don't trade demo account. They are in a rush to get rich fast. Makes no sense to me. To be honest, I don't really see anything here. I mean, you could buy down here. It could be a buyer down here. It could be a sell up here, but I don't know. What does it look like? It looks like this. Actually, it looks exactly like that. And Bitcoin, I don't know. Not doing much. I think that's gonna come down. I did short Bitcoin yesterday at this level up here, and I almost got stopped out, like cents away, and came back to the trade was up here. But yeah, very, very, very close. Okay. The thing is, Matrix, is that it's hard. It's very hard to stay, even with an algorithm that shows you pretty much what you need to do. It's very difficult for people to consistently execute like they should. It's a very few people who can do it. I don't know, this is not looking great. Guys, any opportunities we should have a look at tonight? You know what? I think this looks alright. If we could get... something like this. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a good chance it will push. We can sell here. Okay, let's have a look at AUD USD. Are we getting filled? Euro GBP? Come on. Come on. A little bit more. AUD USD. Oh, it looks nice. Are you long on this stuff? Oh, you are. So you're long from 66,528. Okay, I see. So from around here somewhere. Six, 7, 4, 2, 5. I don't know. Maybe that's a little greedy. Maybe I would take half here or something like that. I don't know. Up to you. Entirely up to you. Okay, we got filled on Euro GBP. Let's keep an eye on that. Okay, so this is your trade. Not bad. Looks very nice. Great entry. It's a maybe, I mean, look, if you look at this trend, right? If you look at AUD USD here, that's a building trend. So you could hold on to that trade probably. You could easily see it retest 68,459. But hey, this is the thing. You don't want to modify your trades, right? But yeah, looks like a good market to trade AUD USD. I like it. Looks healthy. Okay, how are we doing on Euro GBP? Oh, not great. Should we take a little bit more? A little bit more. Just here, same stop loss, but just a little bit more. Can we get filled? And I want to have a tight stop here because I'm really not interested. Oh, come on. I'm really not interested in holding this beyond extension 2 here. It's just, it's such on a 1 minute time frame. And when you see an extension 2 break, like most of the time, that will yield some serious move. It also happens on 5 minutes, 15 minutes, on all time frames. The lower the time frame, of course, the smaller the move is. The higher the time frame, the bigger the move is. So if you have an extension 2 breaking on daily time frame, which is very rare. Okay, here we go. Filling second lot. on this. There we go. We'll probably get stopped unless it turns around right now. That's okay. Oh, what? Yeah? Yeah? Can we do it? We'll see. We'll see. This is the kind of trades that I like. I want to be, you know, I want to have a trade setup where my stop loss is extremely tight at the same time as I feel like, you know, I'm giving the trade as much leeway as it needs to succeed without, you know, getting stopped out prematurely. And these are the kind of trades where you make a lot of money when you're able to do this. It doesn't mean that all trades have to look like that, and you know, sometimes they don't work. But this is the kind of setups that I'm looking for, and I like to trade. I like to go for. It's like this. Of course, there's a fair amount of time where it doesn't work out, and that's completely fine. Because these trades have an extremely tight stop loss. So it means that when I'm getting stopped down these trades, it should be properly placed. So it also means that the trade is basically invalidated and it's going to move beyond that. It doesn't always work, but it is good, and it's very good at managing, you know, limiting risk, which is what you want. There we go. That's the first stop loss here. Oh, it's terrible. So now I think, and I might be completely wrong, right? But now I'm under the impression that this market will move at least significant more down from here. Like down to here, and then we'll see again. And you could try to buy it again down here, because this is still a strong trending market, and well, it's not exactly strong, but it is an uptrending market. Let's have a look. Did we misplace our confidence in this market? Maybe we did. I mean, when you look at this, you know, of course, this is something you should have done before you put on the trade, right? But let's have a look, right? So what do we see? Well, we see that, I don't know, not really that impressive, right? When you look at this. Okay, so what do we see here? Well, we see that we have had some sort of breakout. And the market is pumping into a neutral here, and the trend hasn't exactly turned to uptrend yet, right? So it just the global uptrend has just turned over to weekly, so this could easily be a fake out, just like this one was, easily. So in this case, we probably were a little bit too early, and I don't think I really want to invest too much more effort in this, because I'm not sure how confident I am in that uptrend. That was kind of my that's what I was willing to give this market, was this little attempt, and I was not impressed. So I think that's it for Euro GBP. I think we go to AUD USD instead, and you know, we have a look instead. I mean, it's not much better either, right? Let's have a look. This is a much longer trend. If you look at this, you can see that this has been in a trend for much longer than what Euro GBP. Euro GBP was a fresh, like here, where it just turned over. So trendline traders will do something like this. And they will have a look at, yeah, not much here. So what do we see on AUD USD? I mean, this looks strong. Right? So essentially we have some sort of triangle. Oh, what was this? I don't know. some bear pennant, something like this, right? Then you had the trendline traders who had right, and then they bought the breakout, they got dumped down, something like this. What happened here? Probably some news event, 10 o'clock, I don't know. Yeah, so that's a classic. And then it broke down, retested, so on, and here we are. Okay, so 1 minute time frame. I think this looks pretty fun. If we can get this. This is the classic. This is the classic extension 1 playing out again. And there we filled. And I think happy with a stop loss down here. And we'll have a look at how the second low time frame trade does tonight. I mean, looking at this, I don't think this is really that great a trade. But this is the work. This is the work. I would not say that this trade probably represents that the the uptrend is finished when it gets stopped out. It's not, it was not really a great trade by any means. But that is the kind of trend continuation you're looking for, right? So if you believe that this market, which was my thoughts, if you believe that this market was going to continue in its uptrend, and this was just a pullback from extension 1, and we are like in the middle of a breakout, like it looks like, that is the way we would go about it. But properly structured with a much better stop loss than that. So we'll see. Maybe this has more downside. Maybe the dollar just woke up. And that was the top for It's nothing here. Let's evaluate this again. I think we can do better than that. It's a pretty fair trade. It's a retest of this previous pennant. But the thing about Forex is that sometimes these moves are just so crushing, so strong. Expensive, very, very expensive. We look at the not the best. gonna note this down. So what about SPX? On the move? Yeah. We gotta have a look at Euro GPP again. Let's see what happened with this. Alright, so we got stopped down at 87,497. Not ideal. Not like the Bitcoin trade in the previous stream. That was much better. But hey, we're just having fun. Maybe it was the right idea, but just too tight. Way too tight. SPX looks ready to go. Sumtu is asking about BNX. Oh, what is this BNX? Binary X. Oh, this does not sound. It's on Binance? Okay, let's have a look. What is this? BNX is the platform cryptocurrency for the Binary X ecosystem, which includes the DAO and all products and games utilizing BNX. Binary X began as a decentralized derivative trading system. Okay, let's have a look at the website. Oh. I don't know. I mean, the market cap is $200 million. It's $1.5 billion full diluted market cap. It's pretty intense. Does the game work? Cyber chess?
The time has come for your Binary X heroes to explore and conquer a different endless formation and strategy team utilizing everything you have in your hand. Battlefield. Here, your skills will determine how to conquer your enemies. Use to increase your team.
I don't know. It's so annoying. Every time I try to go to a different page, it keeps trying to connect to my wallet. It almost makes me think it's a scam. I don't know. I think this looks like I don't know. I don't think it looks that great. I think there's other like GameFi, Everdome. Okay, let's have a look at Everdome, guys. Everdome. Hey mate, welcome Ghost. I'm good. Going through this page right now. Fuck, I don't know. Okay, here's the problem, guys. Let's talk about this fucking scam. Okay, sorry. The problem is that it's so easy today as a team to buy like an old graphic pack, graphic engine, some old game or some old game demo or game models, or it's so easy to buy all of these like you don't know they exist, but they exist, which is like basically pre-made games, demos and so on, like pre-made demos that you can buy as a game developer, and then you can you can buy this as a game developer and then continue on it and make it like your own. It's like a white labeled game engine and game renders and all of this that I'm looking at here, this game and the other game, they all look like these old demo projects that has been maybe done some more work on. So for me, it looks like a scam. You know, it really looks like a big scam to me. Both of these, because I know how easy it is to fool these like VC investors, and all these teams did was that they bought these pre-made demos or old game demos that was never made into a real game. They took them and they just basically customized them into some sort of tokenomics, where they could take a token and somehow make it work in the game for some currency or whatever. And the problem with this approach is that it's just like it's terrible. It's really bad. I'm just saying, I'm not saying this is the case with this game. I'm just saying there's so many of these out there that raised money or made a token and they're just using old game models or old game UI and so on to make a game. So I'm not saying this is it. Here's the problem. The problem is that I cannot sufficiently recognize the difference between those graphic packs and demo games and so on and what is not. I'm not an expert in that regard, but this to me, I don't know. But does it work? Do they have a game? They have a game. I have to download it. Windows only. 20 gigabyte.
That are more true to life than those bit of backgrounds, Everdome or...
Yeah. I already looked at BNX. I don't know. You know, I'm not saying it's not gonna be a huge with Binary X or Aerodome. It's just making games are hard. You know, making a good game. Not only you have to make the game, but you also have to get people to play it and get people to buy it, create a community around it, and all of these things. It's very hard, right? So it's not only about making a good game. Even like the top game studios in the world sometimes make like really shitty games because it's very hard to make a good game today. The standard is so high for a good game, and I think that's the challenge when you're investing in game finance. When you're investing in games, it's not that I don't believe in this idea with crypto and games. I think it's great, especially NFTs and so on. I think it's going to be huge. I just think that it's very competitive environment. Like the best of the best in the gaming world, they're really good, right? And they can be hard to compete with. So that's my take on gaming. But I think, like, if you think about it, right, NFTs, they make so much sense in gaming, because in a world where you have infinite worlds, unlimited worlds, everyone has, the same items and so on. Imagine across 2,000 servers or 5,000 servers or whatever, you have unique items that can only be on one hero or something like this at the time, and it's provable with NFTs, and you can look it up on the blockchain and so on. Now that is huge. In a infinite world, having true finite scarcity is huge. So that aspect, I think, is going to be amazing with gaming. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming to the live stream tonight. I hope you enjoyed me rambling about trading and enjoyed watching me lose 2 trades. It was pretty fun. Unfortunately, it didn't break the budget, and we are still well in profit from the last weeks. So I wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a Happy New Year. And guys, make sure to, if you're gonna do fireworks, make sure to wear gloves and eye protection. There's a lot of injuries every year where people blow up their hands or stupid shit. So yeah, wear protection, stay safe, have a good New Year. Thanks for coming to the live stream, and yeah, I'll see you all. I'll see everyone in the new year. And yeah, take care, everyone. It's been a pleasure.